Goodness gracious me, the video's already started. Wow. Okay. Goodness gracious. We can say this in lots of different ways, but it's an interjection. It's an exclamation of surprise. It means wow. Yeah? Wow. But you can use this when you've been frightened by something, when you're angry about something, when you're surprised by something, when you're upset by something, when you've been alarmed by something. And there are lots of ways to use this. You could say, goodness me, look at the time, we're late. Yeah? My goodness, I've forgotten my money. Goodness gracious, look at the state of this room. You ought to have tidied it up. Yeah? My goodness, how you've grown. Yeah? Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, even for goodness sake. Yeah, for goodness sake, you need to change the way you're doing this. Okay, so this is an interjection, an exclamation of surprise or exasperation. Goodness gracious, they ought to have done something about this. Goodness gracious, look at the traffic. Oh my goodness. Let's see, I would say this phrase is very British and it's probably a little bit old-fashioned, but I think you could definitely use it. Gracious, you were nearly hit by that car. Goodness me, that car nearly hit you. Okay, so there are loads of different ways to use it. Okay, so goodness gracious, look at the time. Oh, goodness gracious, it's raining again and we can't go out. Yeah, so it's used to express almost any strong emotion, particularly surprise. Yeah, goodness gracious me, what a terrible thought. Yeah, this is something. It's to show surprise. Yeah. Let's see. Goodness is the quality of being morally right and admirable. Yeah, gracious as well. To be to take things in a kind and gentle way with grace. Let's see. As to the origin of this, let's see. I think this is talking about a way to remind yourself of the grace of God, and it's a way to avoid blaspheming. Yeah, so you talk about the goodness of God. So also the another way of saying God is gracious. Goodness and gracious, these are two things talking about God, and this probably comes from way back, something like the 17th century. Okay, but goodness gracious, yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, your mild surprise, mild shock, it's not something that's absolutely terrible, but it's fairly shocking. Let's see, you can also use, oh goodness knows, goodness gracious knows, I have no idea, but again it's used as an interjection. Goodness gracious, you can't go out dressed like that, it's pouring with rain. Yeah, so surprise or annoyance or something like that. Yeah, so goodness gracious. Okay, so don't continue boiling those vegetables. They're just going to be an absolute pap. Yeah, they're going to lose all of the goodness in them. Yeah, so goodness gracious. Now there was a song, Goodness Gracious Me, which was from the 1960, with Peter Sellers and Sophia Loren, and it was about Peter Sellers as an Indian doctor and Sophia Loren as his rich Italian patient, and they fall in love. And this was was thought of by George Martin, who worked closely on the original recordings of the Beatles. Yeah, oh goodness gracious me! Look for it. It's a song. There are other songs, goodness gracious, so you need to add the me as well. Okay, so goodness gracious, it's just expressing that you're surprised. Goodness gracious. Yeah. Let's see. Formality. I would use this informally and only spoken, maybe 3.5 informality. Use it informally. I think as it's old fashioned, you could use it in a semi-formal conversation. It's not something I would write. Yeah, it's an interjection of surprise. So it's time to go. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Goodness, goodness gracious, gracious, goodness gracious me. Oh my goodness. Oh gracious me.